So St John's has a real proud history of educational excellence. And I often like to think of it as a school that really merges the dualities of a traditional values-based educational approach with progressive, cutting-edge, more relevant approaches to education. And so while for a long time this school has had a very creative curriculum, we didn't quite have the classrooms to facilitate that learning. And so having a building that's fit for purpose really allows our staff and our boys to engage in a very fresh approach to education. And so this building certainly replicates what we're trying to achieve with our curriculum.
We've waited a very long time for it, and finally it's here.
After about 5 years in the planning and developing, it's time to use it, and we need to introduce it to our community.
One of the things that the architect and those close to the projects were clear about is that the building had to continue the idiom of St John's, and so trying to keep it within the stonework that is quite symbolic of St John's. And so how do we not replicate the same design but certainly bring in the idiom into the 21st century? And so the choice of colour, the deliberate choice of stonework being incorporated into this new building. Lots of glass, and that was quite intentional, not only for open learning spaces but to allow as much natural light to come into the building as possible.
We wanted the space to be an overarching factor of being in our classrooms. The centre wall of all the new venues is collapsible, so teachers can open their doors and teach together.
All of our classrooms have individual lockers for our boys where they can come in the morning, place their bags and their belongings. And having lockers also helps to keep the classroom free of clutter, for furniture to be clustered so that we don't have to sit in very neat traditional rows. Every classroom has a projector, and so our teachers are able to project work as well as annotate over that work while they're teaching the boys.
We have a brand new Innovate Centre down at the bottom of the building with a nice breakaway hall.
The Innovate Centre is designed to give the space for real design work. What's really exciting at the moment is that they are flying drones, and that's all part of the experiential learning that we didn't really have space to do before.
And again, that speaks to the sense of choice, the sense of iteration in learning, the sense of tinkering. So rather than us providing very neat solutions to problems, we want our boys to start thinking about that, start experimenting, where possible even fail, but continue to learn that success comes through failure. And that's a real important part of the learning journey.
We have a whole lot of breakaway spaces, including our 2 ears that overlook the new quad.
They're tiny little rooms that can house about 7 or 8 boys together with the teacher. And it's ideal because you don't take the boys far away from their class, but they have private space to get the support they need.
We have a little amphitheatre. There's some meeting rooms and a brand new science lab.
Science is quite an important discipline here at St John's. When our boys leave the prep school and enter the college, A Science is compulsory for the boys to choose and to learn. We're really proud that it's an energy efficient building. On the roof you have a number of solar panels which feeds energy back into the school grid. Heat in the classroom is regulated, and that will automatically come on when we enter winter.
Moving into the new building, we've retained our traditions. We stay St John's Prep. We have older buildings, we have brand new buildings, but that doesn't mean that we're stuck in the 20th century. We've moved on.
Even the boys' behaviour is different. There is space for them to breathe and move without touching each other and being squashed into classrooms. And I think it's enabled a much more gracious learning environment for us.